So what are three of the most popular stocks in the Singapore market that most people have in their portfolio, including my clients? Many of the time I see that in their portfolio. So what are they? Well, that would be the Singapore banks, right? The Singapore banks, and we're talking about DBS, OCBC, and even UOB, right? So what is the outlook right now for the Singapore banks? Are there any chance of them pushing higher? What are some of the new support levels that came out over the past few weeks? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier advisor, trader in Philips Securities, and in this video, we'll be talking about the Singapore banks, and one of those videos that get watched quite a lot of times, right? With people holding on these banks, their portfolio, or maybe people looking to buy on these, or maybe people looking to get out as well, right? And they want a quick opinion, so I hope this video will serve you well, right? So make sure you watch this video all the way to the end if you want to know kind of like the key levels for the banks, right? DBS, UOB, and OCBC, what's their trend, what can you potentially do, and I'm sure I'll cover it all the way to the end, right? So we will look at the charts, and then we'll look at even the system that I have to see what it says, if there are any bullish or maybe even bearish signals that have came out over the past few weeks. Let's go. So this is DBS, right? Trading at about $35.95 right here. So it looks like a pretty good uptrend still, or overall you can see that the longer term uptrend in terms of the moving averages, the 100 days moving average red line and the blue line, the 200 days moving average, they're still pointing up, right? Looking at a pretty good move up. Prices still above the longer term moving average. So the longer term trend looks quite okay, right? For 2023, right? What about the short term? So for the short term, we want to look at the 20 days moving average, this green line right here. So this green line, you can see, obviously still pointing up, prices kind of like, still hanging above it. But what is the key level that you want to take note of? So I've talked about this level a few times in my past videos. So this level will be none other than the $36. Look at this, we touched about one time, we came down, we neared it, we came down, and in fact over the past week we actually attempted to break above 36, and we want to stay above it, but we did not actually stay above it. We went up and we came back down. So that $36 would be a really key resistance level that you want to take note of. We want to break that level, and look at this right here. This was somewhere in like 2022 last year, same thing. We kind of like attempted to break, but we came back all the way down. So after $36, then we can potentially see more upside with the short-term upside, pushing up even higher. Look at this, the green line will potentially move higher, all right, but we still want to break that $36, right? And targets could be revised all the way higher to about that $37.50, right? So after 36, I think 37 to 37.50, that's where we can potentially see some profit taking again, pretty much back to where we were in February 2022. Just last year, we kind of hit to that level and we started to sell off, right? So that is pretty much the upside for DBS, and so far I think the uptrend looks so good, right? And anything above like 35, so maybe we can see some good support coming back. I would say that 34.50, that would be a bit of support, but it seems like we have shifted it a bit higher for the support. Maybe about 35 would be kind of like that new support level whereby we have rebounded from last week as well. So here is DBS on my 1GT system, one good trend whereby it kind of like guides us on entry and exit, and we had a couple of bullish and even bearish signals that have came out, right? So this is it right here. You can see that since like last year, August, September, we started to see the trend turn up. It was green in color, all right? And a couple of good bullish candles coming out, right? Bullish signals, right? In fact, look at this right here. This was in October, started to push up, got an exit, a bit of selling, got a bearish signal, and then new bullish signals started to come out somewhere in December, went up a little bit, January went up a little bit, and this is pretty much where we are right now. We had a most recent bullish signal coming out on the 26th of Jan. There are still no exits, right? There's still no exits. So as I say, right, the $35 would become like a temporary support level for now. I think we hold above that 35, then it still looks quite okay. We will see if we can break that $36 psychological level firmly. If we can do that, then we might start to push up, and then we might potentially hit even higher to like 37.50, and that's where potentially an exit can come out as well. So this is OCBC trading at about $13.07 right here. So let's take a look at where we were over the past 1-2 months. You can see that we broke this like 12.50, 12.60 resistance level whereby we were trading below for like more than a year. Look at this right here, a couple of touches, we came back now, and somewhere around January as we began this new year, right? We broke the 1250, consolidated from like 1250 to 1280 and eventually 1280 gave way as well, right? Here started to push up all the way to about that $13, and we saw some consolidation, right, from 1280 to about $13. Look at this, about a week or so, and then now we are actually attempting to break above that 13. In fact, we have like broke the $13 and we are actually attempting to stay above that $13. Look at this, right? So this is right now today. All right, we got this little bullish candle bar right here. It looks quite bullish with a long lower shadow. That means you can kind of like sellers push it down below 13 and then buyers came back and push it all the way back up, and we are somewhere at the high. So that's a good thing, right? That's a good sign whereby, you know, this $13 would be a psychological support level. Let's turn this line to green in color right here. So as long as we stay above that $13, I think upside could potentially happen all the way to maybe about that 12.20 to about that 13.20 to about that $13.50. So 13.50 would be key, because you can see 13.50 is pretty much back to where we were in February last year, right? And you know, around 13.50, you can see previously we got this bearish candle here. Look at this, a bearish candle right here, and it started to sell down heavily, right, when the US and tech sector started to sell down, right? The rest of the market sold off. So yeah, it was the $13.50 where we could potentially head to, right, as long as we stay above that $13 psychological new support level, right? In terms of the moving averages, I think it looks quite good as well. Longer term trend looks quite good from the longer term moving average, but in terms of the short term, right, look at the green line. This 20 days moving average is still pointing up, all right, very firmly pointing up, very gentle as well. Prices above it looks quite good as well. As I say, green line pointing up, prices above that $13 level. I think the uptrend looks pretty much intact for it to push even higher. Let's check out OCBC on my 1GT system right here. So since, like, you know, August, September, same thing like DBS, we got the trends turning up, right? Change from red to green in color in terms of the trend bar right here. And of course, we got a few bullish signals that have came out. This was like in October. We pushed from like 1160 to about 1250. Started to see a bit of consolidation, and then somewhere around here, I think this was in January, 5th of January, as we began the year, right? Market started to push up. OCBC push up from like about 1250 up until about $13, and we got an exit. But let's just zoom in to see where we are. So right now on the 7th of Feb, right, the 7th of Feb, we got this new bullish signal that came out right here, right? It's become like attempted to break that $13 that I talked about, right? $13. So right now there is this new recent bullish signal that came out, and obviously there's no exit. So what's an exit? Exit would be like this bar right here, a white arrow pointing down, right? So if you see an exit, that's where some selling pressure is coming back. You could also follow to take some profit as well. But right now, for this most recent bullish signal on the 7th of Feb, there are no exits, right? As I say, if we can stay above that $13 is good. We might push up to 13.20, 13.50, might push up a little bit more, and then we might see an exit. That's where you could also be guided to get out as well, right? So this is OCBC. It looks quite good above that $13. So guys, if you like this video and you found some value in it, I would appreciate if you can give me an early thumbs up. That would definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing that, right? So hit the subscribe button as well so that you will not miss out on any videos like this, right? So let's move on to the final bank, and that would be UOB, right? UOB right here trading at about $30.41, right? 30.41 right here. So what is the outlook? So I would say that in terms of the longer term trend, right, there are some signs of it starting to turn up, all right? Since like last year, as I mentioned, we broke this key level. I talked about this level in my Facebook live as well, about $28, $28.50. You can see right over here, we were consolidating below for like about 4 or 5 months last year. Maybe we broke that 28. That's a good sign of a reversal as we attempted to push to a new higher consolidation, right? That's a good thing, right? And of course, the moving averages, look at this right here, right? The red has finally gone above the blue, so it's looking quite good, like an uptrend just starting to take shape, right? What about the short term? So for the short term, you can see that we were actually consolidating, right, for about a month or two, right, from that $30 to $31.50, right? Look at this, right? You're up, down, swing up, swing down, swing up. So it's about 30 to 31.50. That was pretty much the range. And due to some weakness in the market, we broke that $30, went down a little bit. And right now, it seems like we have climbed back above that $30, right? This $30 is a psychological level whereby it would be the support for now, right? For it to go back to the same, right, consolidation upwards all the way to 31.50, right? 31.50, that is important because look at this right here, pretty much a couple of touches, 1, 2, 3, we neared it and we sold off. So 31.50 would be the near-term upside whereby more profit taking can actually come back, all right? And what about the short term? As I mentioned, we look at the 20 days moving average. This green line right here, it was like pointing up, very strong already from November. We went up, and somewhere around here it started to flatten out, and then we started pointing down as the market weakened, and UOB started to push down. But right now I can see that this green line is starting to flatten out, right? So that's a good thing. As it starts to push higher with prices above it, that's where potentially the upside can start to happen. We might see a rebound all the way up to that 31.50. So that's where the green line is as well. You can see it coincides with the $30 psychological support level that I just talked about, right? So let me just put this green line back here. You can see it coincides with the 20 days moving average, right? So this is UOB. I think it looks quite good. Any dips to near 30, I think that's where some bargain hunting can come back again, and you could potentially start to time your entry to catch any rebound towards 31.50. Okay, quick one. UOB on my 1GT system, right? So somewhere around October, we got a really good bullish signal right here. Went up from like about 26 to that $30 plus, got an exit, to consolidate, and then we got a bearish signal. It started to sell off. As I mentioned, we sold off somewhere like in January. We got a bearish signal, went down, and we got an exit, and a new bullish signal came out on the 26th of January. So new bullish signal, trend is still up for now. As I mentioned, anything above that $30, right, I think it still looks quite good, and this bullish signal might start to play out, right, all the way to maybe about 31.50. That is a key level whereby we still want to take note. We want to break that level for more upside to happen, for that consolidation to move to an even higher phase. Alright guys, so there we have it. I've covered the three banks, DBS, OCBC and UOB. So I hope you have a clearer idea of where we are for each of the bank, what are some of the key levels that you want to take note of in terms of entry and also exit, right? So if you want to find out a little bit more in terms of this system that we have, kind of like to guide us on entry and exit, you can attend one of those free webinars or web class that will be coming up maybe in the next 1 or 2 months. You can make sure you click on the link around this video, be on my email list or something, and once the web classes are ready, alright, that's where we'll send you a note and you can attend one of those free web class to learn a bit more, not just about the system, but pretty much the framework behind the system on the entire 1GT, the one good trend strategy, right? And I'm sure it will benefit you much more, right? So you can attend one of those free web class. We'll let you know when it is ready, right? And yeah, guys, go ahead to smash the subscribe button as well. Hit the like button. That will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing this. And even find out how you can get some of these ideas by WhatsApp faster as well. As a client of mine in Philip Securities, go ahead, click on the link around this video. I'll place the link somewhere. All right, click, and that's where click on it. All right, apply to become a client. That's where you can get some ideas much faster by WhatsApp. In fact, we do share ideas like this and much faster than it takes to create or plan or produce a video like this, right? So yeah, check it out. Click on the link. Come on board as a client of mine in Philip Securities, and that's where you get some of those ideas much faster. So Joey here. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.